Every generation must participate in a war, said Adolf Hitler. But can a war be a good thing? How can nations deal with situations when wars are forced? Can these innocent nations lead just wars? Once the concept of just war is examined with much carefulness, a contradiction would be spotted at once. It's innate that the word just is good by convention. On the other hand, using the word war implies various aspects of destruction. However, both words go hand in hand together to achieve one ultimate meaning. So can a war be just in itself? Is the concept of just war applicable in real life? How should we fight? Would we be able to set laws that support the concept of just war?
An early definition of just war crystallized in the epic of Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, the king, was convinced by his minister to slaughter their defeated enemy, Humbaba. This action was judged unethical by the gods and was referred to as the unjust war concept. Another radical definition of just war came by Chinese. Their deep belief in Yibing considers that it's the right of the king, and only the king, to declare a war as a punishment to their enemies. In other words, just war is what the king sees because the king is the measure. Next come the Greeks with their illuminating philosophy. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle considered education as their cornerstone of just war philosophy. As the city is governed by both philosopher kings and educated soldiers, they would certainly be able to start just war due to their well-established moral codes. This just war should cause no harm to the city of interest, but can harm other cities, however. In other words, the just war considers a war between Greeks and some other nation, but not Greeks, regarding that no harm would influence the Greeks themselves. However, this definition reflects a relativistic view of justice because any city would be able to be justified to wage a war, and there would be nothing morally wrong. Therefore, this definition could not be generalized because it is deeply particular in origin.
So the next definition was cut the works of Cicero in the Roman Empire era. He believed the just war would aim to restore peace and order. Cicero supposed two parameters for just wars: just cause and proper authority. The just cause stated that nations have to defend themselves, revenge for the lost properties, and punish the wrongdoers. Leaving the just cause to be determined by a proper authority seemed like a solution to Cicero. However, this theory seeked clearance because it established the concept of just war as a relative thing to various authorities.
The well-formulated theory is crystallized in the Islamic instructions. The only reason to declare war in Islam is self-defense. In other words, Muslims should never declare war, but respond to its declaration. Seems fair to find in just wars. Moreover, Islam states that Muslims should never transcend some limitations during wars. Prophet Muhammad stated that Muslims cannot kill old people, women, children, or animals, and cannot cut trees during wars. Moving to the modern accepted theory, we shall discuss the works of both St. Augustine and Thomas Aquinas, who were both inspired by Christianity teachings. They divided the concept of just war into two sections: jus ad bellum, which means before the war, and jus in bello, which means during the war. The modern theory has confirmed this division and furthermore established its principles. Considering jus ad bellum, 5 axioms were introduced. Just cause comes first. It states that the cause is just only if it resembles national defense or humanitarian intervention. That includes saving humans from any form of tyranny. Just peace, which states that the reason for starting a war should be to establish order and restore peace. Legitimate authority, which states that the authority should be well educated and wise enough to take the decision. Rationality, which is the central task to choose between trade-offs regarding lives and current dilemmas. Last resort, which states that peaceful solutions should be tried first before declaring war. Finally comes the jus in bello concept. This concept considers the morality of killing combatants and non-combatants. These considerations may come under a variety of circumstances and conditions. Finally, after this long journey of developing the theory of just war, a gap between the theories and real-life wars should be discovered. This is because regardless of the completeness of the theory, there will be the parameter of human behavior. Our experience through history proved that humans will not act ethically all the time. Moreover, the theories themselves define just war as relative concept to the current authorities. Relativism cannot solve such a problem of definition. Finally, humans can do nothing but stand helplessly, seeking an adequate answer. We're again left with the question, what should a just war look like?